Hello, my lovely Virgos. It's Maggie the Irish Gypsy bringing you your March 2025 general reading. We're looking at the first half of March, roughly from the 1st to the 15th, for the Earth sign of Virgo. Welcome. I'm so glad you guys are here. Thanks for taking the time to watch these videos. If you know your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, watch those videos as well for additional insight. As many of you know, it's a general reading, so it may resonate a little differently for everyone. Watching those can provide a little bit of a bigger picture. If something really hits home with you, if it resonates, you'd like to take a deeper look at it, or you simply like the reading style, or both. If you're interested in a personal reading with me for yourself or as a gift for someone else, or information about that, you can email me, Maggie, @gmail.com. You can see that contact information as well by clicking on the description of this video. I can usually get back to you within 24 hours with more info. I offer lots of different reading choices, types, lengths, costs, styles, spreads. I also do relationship compatibility readings, 6 and 12-month overviews. I like to think there's a little something in there for everyone. And I'm pretty diligent about the timely scheduling of personal readings. So if you're interested, please email me. Okay, Virgo, let's dive in and see what the universe is bringing into you for the first half of March 2025. Okay, we begin by perhaps taking a bit of a step back. Four of Swords, rest, recuperation, re-energizing yourself, taking some time off, taking a step back. You might have been feeling tired, exhausted, worn out, taking a temporary step back from a situation. Maybe some healing here. The Eight of Cups, which speaks of something which has run its course, or it's turned out not to be the thing you perhaps thought it was going to be in the beginning, or you've gotten everything out of it. You know, after this card, of course, would be the Nine of Cups, which is everything you want, your wish is granted. But here in the preceding card, the Eight of Cups, you're making up your mind, or thinking about making up, or thinking about turning your back on something and walking away because, you know, it's done. It's run its course. You've gotten everything that you can out of it. And perhaps there were some other things you might have wanted, or may have thought it was going to play out a certain way in the beginning, but there it is, and it's time to move on. There's almost kind of an intuitive sense here about needing to move on. It may be that you've reached a point in a situation, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a position, a job. It feels like you've reached a place, a space, an energy in a situation where, okay, now it's just becoming, I'm tired of doing this, right? There's this sense of, okay, it's time to move on now. It may be wearing you out. It's like, again, time to move on. The Two of Swords, it's a tough choice, though. It's a tough choice. It's a challenging choice. You might feel a little stuck in making this choice, right? But this is a choice which is going to have to be made on an internal level, both intellectually, okay, what's the truth, what's the facts, and intuitively, which is our connection to the divine, right? About trusting your instincts, your intuition, your higher self, your gut instinct, some people call it. It may be that some of you, the situation that you're feeling like it's time to move on from, involves perhaps moving on from people, places, situations. Even if you have enjoyed it, or even if you have loved it, it may be that, you know, you're afraid of what the reaction's going to be, or what the fallout's going to be, or what the flack's going to be, you know. And not just from the other side, but within yourself too. It may be that some of you are leaving a situation which you have loved for some time, but it's simply time to move on. And that's difficult within yourself as well. It may be why some of you are taking a little bit of time here to kind of step back and kind of sit with this. Overall energy is the Nine of Swords, my least favorite card in the tarot. I mean, we all go through, I mean, it's, you know, we sometimes nickname this the nightmare card, right? You may or may not be having nightmares about it. But it's about fear of an unknown future, and you're thinking about the future. You're not exactly sure what's going to happen. You know, it may be that something specific is coming up for you and you're dreading it, or you're not quite sure how it's going to work out, or you're thinking about doing something but you're not quite sure how it's going to work out. The Nine of Swords is often thinking about an unknown future and thinking about it too much, overthinking it, thinking about it obsessively, and with the worst possible negative outcome until it gets just so great, big built up and huge in your head that it actually doesn't fit the actual reality of the situation. It's not to say there might not be concerns or challenges in here, but the Nine of Swords is a card, it's too much, right? It's a card that, it's fear. It's fear of what has not yet happened yet, and you're trying to imagine it as the worst thing. It's kind of like that tree that sits in the back of your property or in your backyard. And in the light of day, you see it's just this cool looking gnarly old tree, right? But under the light of the moon, it can look like this scary monster, right? So this can represent perhaps deep-seated fears you have that get exacerbated in an unrealistic way because you simply don't know what the outcome of something is going to be. And since this is a general reading, the literal thing and the intensity is going to vary. I mean, for some of you, it might be maybe you have to, maybe you have to give a walking away speech or a retirement speech, or maybe you want to make an announcement that you're leaving something, or, again, the overall energy. I mean, forewarned is forearmed. That's why we do these readings, right? So knowing ahead of time that this is, that there's a high potential for overthinking and thinking obsessively, thinking about the worst way something could work out. It doesn't have to be this way. You could cut a lot of that energy down. I'm not going to tell you not to worry or stress about it because we all do, but the Nine of Swords is a bit too much, right? So see if you can chop that down just a little. So let's peel some of this back. Let's take a look at that Nine of Swords. Let's take a deeper look at that Nine of Swords. The Wheel of Fortune, the Three of Wands, the Six of Swords. Basically, you're wondering if there's going to be an opportunity or divine timing and orchestration for healing and growth and expansion. You're stressed about that. I mean, the Wheel of Fortune represents forces beyond our control. God, spirit, angels, and guides. We spin the wheel, and that's that's the total amount of control we have over a situation, is spinning the wheel. We have no control where it lands or what's going to happen, right? The Wheel of Fortune represents energies we have no control over and forces we have no control over. God, spirit, angels, guides often change. So this is one of the things, and we don't know. We don't know where the wheel is going to stop at, right? That's part of the stress here in the Nine of Swords. I don't know what could happen. Anything could happen, right? And then we have the Six of Swords, which is a card of healing, and the Three of Wands, which is a card of future growth and expansion. You're worried something's not going to work out the way that you want it to in the future. Or perhaps you might be considering a significant decision or thinking about leaving or walking away from something, but you're not sure if that's the right thing or not. Perhaps you're doing it in the name of healing and for future growth and expansion for yourself, but you're still stressing about it nonetheless. It may be that something is coming up in the future for you. Again, and this, again, it's a general reading, so you could write 150 different things that you could be stressed about that's upcoming in the future, because that's what this feels like a little bit for many of you, is that it's something in the coming up in the near future, but you're not sure how it's going to work out. Like maybe you applied for something, you applied to a school, you applied for a loan, you applied for a grant, you applied for a job, you applied for, or you're what you want is healing and growth and expansion, and you've taken steps towards that, but you don't you haven't received an answer yet. You don't know what the outcome's going to be, and you're just like stressing. I mean, I understand why, but again, that Nine of Swords, it's overthinking it, and it's thinking it obsessively, and it's thinking of it in a negative way, right? Whereas, okay, if you can't help yourself thinking about it, at least sometimes worrying about, well, what happens if it doesn't work out the way I want to, right? It's maybe good to have a plan B, but you could also balance that with, okay, what's the possibility and potential as well, right? What's the positive aspects, the positive things that could happen too? Let's take a look at that Four of Swords. You know it's time for a change. You know you want to move on. You're either afraid of the path you've chosen or afraid that the path you've chosen or want won't work out. Yeah, the Moon, lack of clarity, hidden fears. The Fool, on a brand new path, stepping out into the unknown, taking a chance, doing something you've never done before, taking a risk. It's all very fuzzy and unclear right now, right? Do I have what it takes? Will other people recognize me for having what it takes? Will they accept me, or will this work out? Yeah. Do I literally have the resources to walk this path? Let's take a look at that Eight of Cups. The Nine of Swords again. The Three of Pentacles and the Star. It's like what you hope for: collaboration, moving forward, renewal, restoration, recovery, healing. And there's a group of you, maybe a small group of you, that's just thinking of transitioning into something else, but you're afraid of what people are going to say, what the reaction's going to be. But again, it's like you're hoping, you have an idea, a goal, a path that you want to go down, and that's really beautiful and positive. But between now and then, or the choice-making process, you're really overthinking it a bit too much. Because trusting your instincts and your intuition is all about going where you feel is best for you to go. No matter what the reaction's going to be, no matter what the challenges are. Yeah, that can be stressful. But in the end, we are responsible for whether or not we pursue the paths that we want to pursue. And all you can do at the end of the day with that Nine of Swords is go, okay, I'm just going to stop thinking about this so much and in such a negative way. Because you know what? This is the path I've chosen. This is what I'm trying to do. And it's either going to work out or it's not. My job is to do everything I can and deal with whatever comes up as it comes up. Two of Swords. Eight of Pentacles. Knight of Cups. Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups is that wish is granted, what you want. The offer and the opportunity to work towards building the thing you want most, you know. The opportunity, making a decision or waiting on a decision to see if the offer or opportunity is available to begin to build towards the thing that you want most. Again, it's a general reading. So what the thing is, I mean, whether it's school, whether it's work, whether it's job, whether it's, you know, a position, whether it's, I mean, it could be a romantic situation too. It feels like you're on pins and hooks waiting for something that's at least a little bit off in the immediate or very near future, and in the meantime kind of anticipating the worst. So try to kind of balance that out. Advice, guidance, feedback from Spirit. And again, you have to trust your own gut instinct, your intuition. The High Priestess, trusting your trusting your instincts and your intuition, connection to the divine. This period of time, this couple weeks period of time, is going to be particularly important for you to, in actions, decisions, you know, to see what is your gut telling you? What is your intuition telling you? Face your fears, your doubts, your insecurities. You have what it takes to navigate this path. No matter what happens, no matter what challenges come up, you have everything it takes, right? You just have to be courageous and move forward, making a decision to go towards what you want. Independence, self-sufficiency, self-empowerment. Either on a path where you're working on gaining that, and this is the path that leads to that, or perhaps you've decided it's time to leave something behind so that you can, because you've done everything you needed to. You've built up all of this stuff, and now it's time for you to go off on your own and do the things and pursue the things that you want. So I'm going to leave it there. Virgo, those are your messages. Quite an interesting reading. Those are your messages for the first half of March 2025. And for those of you for whom they made sense and they resonated, I hope it was helpful, or at least gave you something to chew on, right? In any case, if it did resonate and you want to pull the curtain back on it a bit, take a deeper look, you like the reading style, if you're interested in a personal reading with me for yourself, or perhaps as a gift for someone else, if you would like information about that, you can email me, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. You can click on the description of this video to see that information as well, that contact information. I would be delighted to hear from you and to work with you. I will see you all in a little while for the next set of generals. Until then, be well, stay safe, be blessed, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.